Alright, we're returning your bracelet and we're returning your set of keys. Both were found at Brian's house. The bracelet was found outside of his house. The keys were found inside, right inside his doorway. I'm gonna leave these here for you.
Okay, thank you. I will say this, and I put it in the report. My mom has taken my bracelet before, so maybe there's truth to that part of the story that she dropped Charlotte off at Brian's. Are you able to tell me whether or not you did fingerprints on this, or?
Can't really give you any information. We got everything we needed from both those items, so that's why we're giving them back to you today.
Okay, didn't think so. Any updates on the case at all? Anything? Even if it's just a small lead?
No new updates to provide for you, but we have made progress in the case, and we hope to report something back to you soon.
Progress? You can't elaborate any further on that? Well, what does progress mean? Is it good or bad?
Again, I would love to elaborate, but it's an ongoing investigation, so every little bit of piece of information right now at this stage is crucial. And again, when we can, we will provide you with an update. We are making progress, though.
Do you guys have a location for Charlotte at all, or an assumed location, or something you're working towards? Can you give me that information? Like whether or not you know she's alive, anything like that?
Right now, I cannot confirm to you that we know where Charlotte is at the moment. Again, it's an ongoing investigation, and when we have something, we will give it to you. I promise you that.
Okay, thank you.
Mom, what are you doing? Why are you tearing the whole house up like this? What did you lose?
It doesn't matter. You told me you didn't want to be involved, so I'm not involving you.
Mom, you clearly lost something, so what is it?
I did lose something. It's none of your business, and it's not just what I lost. I'm growing paranoid that this house is bugged.
Mom, if this house was bugged by the police, they would have arrested you already. They would be done by now.
You think so? You think it's a good sign that I haven't been arrested yet? That maybe this place is not bugged?
Yeah, you've been vague, but you've said enough that could criminalize you, and they could build a case around it. So, they'd be here by now. Plus, when they were here interviewing you, they weren't here that long, so how would they have bugged this place?
Alright. Thank you. Those words were actually comforting from you. For once.
What did you lose, though?
Doesn't matter now. It's clearly gone already. And I made a bad lapse in judgment, an error out of emotion. I made a mistake.
Yeah, you get on me about the mistakes that I make. But what mistakes did you make? Are you gonna get arrested now?
Talking about this stuff doesn't do anything. You were right. As we keep saying, the less you know, the better. Especially if this house does wind up being bugged. I guess I'm already screwed, right?
I just don't understand how you got yourself in this mess. How did we get here?
I had my daughter tell me that I was never going to see my grandkids again. The irony in that, as I reveled in the fact that I never had to be like her mother-in-law. Here I am. It was desperation. Concern that Charlotte was going to be around Joey. Same thing with Junior. I had good intentions. I did. This wasn't supposed to be what it is. Believe me.
Well, based on how everyone's reacting to your good intentions, I don't think they were that good, Mom. I hope you find whatever you're looking for. I typically don't do in-person meetings like this. I would typically send my lawyer. This feels like a special occasion. Feels like we both want the same thing. You've already used my lawyer too, so I feel like I'm kind of owed a favor as well.
Well, I appreciate it. Losing that custody case, I don't know what to do at this point. I feel like my back is against the wall. Truly.
So let me just clarify and make sure I know where you stand right now. Your daughter won custody of your grandson. She's not letting you see either grandchildren ever again. And you're worried about her ex-husband being in the picture. You're worried about their safety, correct?
Yeah, so she told me I'll never see my grandkids again. And now I know she's back with her ex-husband, and this is the reason I took her to court in the first place. I'm worried about my grandchildren's safety. I'm also heartbroken because I know she's gonna stick to this. She's never gonna forgive me. I'm done. I have no way back in seeing my grandkids again. And like I said, my back is against the wall here.
So now let me clear you up on my position. You know how I feel about Charlotte. You know the shame that Brian has brought to our family. And you know I would just love it if no one had to know. So what if I told you there was a way that we could do that? That we could hide Charlotte and you could get to see her forever.
I'm open to anything right now because I have nothing to lose. I don't know if you have kids or grandkids, but imagine someone telling you you're gonna go the rest of your life never seeing them. I don't know. It turns you into someone else.
Alright. I knew you would be. But I have to also make something clear. My family helping you, me helping you, never happened. Can't say a word to anyone. I help you see your granddaughter forever. As much as you want. Without having to deal with your daughter. Without having to deal with any of her baby daddies. I can do that for you. But in return, this never happened. And if you happen to slip with saying something about me helping you in any way, and I don't mean to be brash when I say this, but people will get hurt. Okay? My family will come after anyone that is close to you. Gina, Miranda, your other grandkid. I don't mean to be mean. I just have to clear that up. I can't have my name leaking out helping you. So even if you get caught down the line and they're interrogating you, it's never happened.
As long as I get to see one of my grandkids, someone, and that everyone is safe, that needs to be a promise. I don't want anyone getting hurt.
I'm glad that's cleared up. As far as the plan goes, I have a relative that lives in Shirkstown, 2 hours away. She's always wanted a child, but could never conceive. She has infertility. Might be where Brian got his scare from. Or his bout with it, I don't know. She tried IVF, she tried adoption, all avenues failed. She's at the point where she's at desperation. She'll do anything for a child. This is a perfect opportunity to let Charlotte go live with her. There's a lot of undocumented people in that town. There's a lot of sketchy paperwork going around. If it happens to come up a decade from now, we could find a way out of that. Just have to get Charlotte to her.
That would be ideal. That would be, I mean, it's not something that I had dreamed of. It's definitely risky, but I would go for that.
Alright, so the only problem here is there's no way for me to get Charlotte from Miranda. You're gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to find a way. And we have to make it so that it's not such a clean kidnapping. What you're gonna do is you take her from Miranda. You might get in a little trouble for that, but your intent, it's all about your intent. Your intent was to take Charlotte away from Miranda and bring her to her father's house. Alright? Because you worry about Joey. You worry about her safety. Especially after losing the custody case.
So who knows what you get charged with, but it won't matter. Because when you bring her to Brian's house, she's going to go missing from there. You have nothing to do with that. You can't be charged for that. Okay? She's going to vanish from his house. We just have to get Charlotte to his house. And then we'll bring her to my relative. Very clean and simple. Bringing her to Brian's house throws everyone off the scent. I can do that. That's fine. I know how to get her keys. But how am I getting to Brian's house 6 hours away from New York and then back in time for it to not be suspicious? I'm going to be going to Texas the next day. So you're going to use my private jet. Okay? I'm going to bring you back and forth. No one's going to suspect anything. We'll make sure you go under the radar flying on my jet. I promise you that. Okay. That works. My only other question is, after I drop Charlotte off to Brian's that night, making it look like I'm saving her from Joey, being a little spiteful towards my daughter, who picks Charlotte up from his house to get her to your relative? Don't worry about anything that happens after you drop her off at Brian's house. That's your job. Get her there. There's going to be a period where she's missing. Everyone's going to be frantic. And you're going to have to lie low. You're going to have to pretend like you don't know anything. And down the line, when it all blows over, when they give up looking for her, you move to Shirkstown. You will see your granddaughter in secret. And eventually, it'll be normal for you. But you'll get to be around your granddaughter whenever you want. I promise you that. And in turn, my family doesn't have to deal with her anymore. And Brian gets to start over because he won't have a choice. Can I just ask a personal question? I'm super grateful that you're helping me. This is a great plan. But you're so ashamed of Charlotte and what Brian did with my daughter. He could do it again with someone else. You can get rid of Charlotte, but he can continue to have children. One thing at a time. We don't worry about things like that. My family's pretty powerful in Serafina Town. You're in good hands. Just try to get Charlotte out of Miranda's house without getting caught. We're gonna bring her to Brian's, and then all you have to do is wait, and you're gonna get to see her. I'll make sure of it. So how was your trip to Texas? Real short. So short that it lasted the entire span of my daughter going missing. Such a coincidence. I really don't appreciate it when you talk to me like I'm a suspect. You still think I'm a suspect in this. I wasn't even in town. I would never steal your daughter like that. Everyone in my life is a suspect to me right now, aside from Miranda. And until I get my daughter back into her hands, people are going to remain a suspect. Well, maybe you'll look at me less like a suspect after I give you my offer. After I try to help you with something. And what's that? You gonna open the door and bring her out? I was thinking you could use our private investigator to try and find your daughter. You can use his services for free. He said he would help. Assuming you have one of those for the family too, huh? Just like you have a bunch of lawyers and priests on your payroll and people working at bakeries, make you a cake whenever you need. Sounds like you're jealous of my success. Sorry that I have connections. You should be grateful that I'm offering you a private investigator to help find your daughter. Who else is doing that for you? I'm not jealous of your success. I have my own success. I just don't like how you use your success. You have everybody in your pocket, don't you? Where's my daughter? But why are you trying to help me
when all you've ever tried to do was get Charlotte out of the picture? You've done nothing but speak terrible about her. Because as a man of God, I can admit that I was wrong with how I treated you and your daughter. She's family, and she's missing. So it's my duty as your family to help you. I want to find her for you. I want you to be happy. That's all I've ever wanted for you, nephew. I'll consider you a private investigator. Right now, I just hope that the police did their job. They found keys at my house that belonged to Miranda. They found her bracelet. So they gotta find something. They gotta find some fingerprints. Did they? They found those items. That's great. And they already returned both items back to Miranda, I think. Not too sure about that, but that shows me that they got whatever they needed. If they could just trace it back to Miranda's mother, bring her in, woman that's never been in jail, I know they can get her to talk. The thing that kills me, though, that destroys me, eats me alive at night, Miranda's mother doesn't know a lot of people. Not a lot of people in her family would hide a baby for her. So where the hell is my daughter? That's what gets me. What did she do? I saw her walking away from my house that night after she dropped her off. Who was in on the setup? Who broke into my back door and took my baby? Well, you know, don't get too excited. They found a bracelet and what'd you say, keys? I don't know why Miranda's mother tried to lie about dropping Charlotte off at your house. Yes, it's wrong, but she was dropping Charlotte off to her father. I think the real mystery here is what happened after that. That's what the investigator can help you with. I'm sure that Miranda's mother will just, if she's brought in, tell the police that she was dropping Charlotte off. Good intentions. Like I said, you have my help. Whatever you need. Well, thank you for offering me a private investigator. I'll try not to be so harsh on you. You just can't blame me for accusing everyone under the sun. I just want my daughter to be safe. I kick myself for not being in her life. I don't know. I gotta get going. You know, the police advised me not to talk to you. I know what the police advised, but this has to do with my daughter. You and me were the last people that saw her before she went missing. And I know you know more than you're telling people. So just put the charade to rest. What do you want? I will do anything. What are you trying to do? Get me to say something on the phone? I was home all night that night. No matter what you think you saw, or I was in my home with Gina. I woke up to a terrible phone call. That's what happened. You changed your tune. When you dropped Charlotte off at me, you were all ready for the police to find you. Made some sloppy mistakes dropping the bracelet and the keys. Now you don't know what you're doing. You're denying everything. Because you're scared, right? I really hope whoever you set me up with is taking care of my daughter. Again, I don't know what you're talking about. I did not set you up. I was home. I got a call just like everyone else that my granddaughter was missing. I don't know about any bracelet or any keys. That's stupid. Not going to record a phone call and trick me into saying something that's untrue. It's just me on the phone. There's no one bugging my phone. There's no cops around me. I called you to try and plead with you as her father. I love her. At least I knew she was in the right hands with Miranda. Even if I wasn't in her life. You made my life a living hell. Where is she? Just
just tell me. I will go get her myself. And I won't ever name you. I won't do it. I want her to be safe. Stop this. I understand you're angry at Miranda for the custody crap. I understand she was gonna stop you from seeing them and everything. I get it. But I'll take Charlotte. I'll let you see her. Just tell me where she is. I don't know where she is right now, no one does. You don't, do you? Because you made a bigger mistake than anyone realizes, huh? Brian, I'm going to talk to you in a civil manner right now. The only mistake I ever made was taking my daughter to court, trying to get my grandkids that way. As far as you go, I know you care about Charlotte, and maybe you need to just look around better, talk to people who may have wanted to take your daughter or something, maybe relatives in Shirkstown or something. I think I remember you saying that to Miranda once, that you had relatives out there, right? Maybe she's there with a relative there or something. Shirkstown? I never once brought that up to Miranda because I don't have relatives in Shirkstown. No one in my family lives there. The hell are you talking about? You don't have relatives living there? You don't have a relative that had a problem conceiving or something? No. All my family lives in Serafina Town. A couple relatives in New York, but no one in Shirkstown. Okay. I was really wrong about that. Sorry. Well, if you're not going to tell me where my daughter is, you made mistakes. They definitely have your fingerprints. And when they take you in, they're going to interrogate you. You can tell them all you want that you were just dropping your granddaughter off at her father's house. But they want to find her. They're not just going to let you walk out. And I know someone that's never been to jail. You're going to crack under pressure. You're going to be going away for a long time. I just hope that you know where Charlotte is, so you can give them something to get yourself out of there sooner than later. Right, Kristen? I have to go.